So something that I became aware of in a very grand manner today is how much I want to not like people. And it's like, I have to kind of notice that I have to sometimes stop myself to really listen to what's going on in my head when people are talking, when people are being themselves, when people are doing what they do, which is a lot of different things, not of all which I like. That's why I'm not friends with everybody, right? If everybody did what I liked all the time, there'd be no diversity in my life and I'd have tons of friends, but what kind of life is that? I mean, I want to know that there's people thinking different things and doing different things. But here's the funny thing. Most of the people that I don't like, what I don't like about them is something that is in me. And so, for example, I'm really smart and I'm really snarky. And sometimes my intelligence and snarkiness combine and come out as this distasteful, mildly to grossly arrogant, tonal bleh, right? And sometimes I hear that in other people and I'm like, ew, oh my God, they're so full of themselves. Like, how could they talk like that? Who wants to be like that? And it's like, I'm sort of astounded by the arrogance. And then I pause because for me, and I'll say this again and again, I think I said it a couple of days ago, when somebody says something I don't like or that challenges me, or when there's a person in front of me who's going to be in my surroundings, whatever community for some time that I don't like, my first order of business is to find something to like about them. Because I'm not interested in sitting back and be like, oh, what an asshole. I don't like that asshole. And that's what I want to do. Like, that's not really what I want to do. That's what my ego wants me to do. My ego wants to be like, oh, yeah, look at that person. Oh, you'd never be like that. Oh, how could they be doing that, saying that, acting like that, looking like that, talking like that, walking like that? And that's not to say that I don't have my own opinions about maybe how somebody is dressed or that I think is whatever, gross, unattractive, inappropriate, fill in the blank. But I'm sure there's people who look at me and have the same type of opinion. And I think I look wonderful or whatever, or I'm dressing in a way that I think is tasteful or that I think makes sense or that I think presents my best side. And somebody else looks at me and I'm like, you're a slob. But so again, we're all in this community called Earth right now. And we're all kind of hanging out, kind of in or near each other, but separately. And we're meeting in these spaces oftentimes here online and then presenting like a half self or show of self that's only a part of who any of us really are. And then you don't really know the rest of it. You don't really know. I mean, you might glean who I am from some of these 5-minute spurts, but the truth is you don't know if I'm entirely full of shit. Or maybe you're somebody who logged on and saw one of my videos and was like, what a meathead. I don't listen to that. I mean, I've done it, we all do it, right? Because we all have our own preferences and we all have our ways of connecting with other people. And so what I'm trying to get at is that the problem for me in my connection with other people is that I want to go to this place where I'm like better, therefore I can't connect with you, or I'm different because whatever. And in my case, I mean, everybody's different. I think we all have an ego and it manifests in different ways. That's just how my ego manifests itself in these opinions and judgments in ways that I want to be separate. And it's not just separate like this, it's separate like this. Like I'm somehow coming out winning or superior. And there's great comfort in that. But the longer I'm around, and especially as I watch things that have happened in the world that I find particularly divisive and harmful, I'm like, oh man, like I got to learn how to bring it back down, have some humility, understand that everything I think isn't pure. It's not loving. It's definitely can be extremely intolerant. And I need to be looking at that stuff if I really want to start living the way I want to be. I mean, I don't believe in changing the world in this active pressing against kind of way. I want to be the person who is the way I want the world to be, right? And I don't want to have an attitude about it. Like I got enough attitude being from New York, right? Like about a lot of different things. But I don't want to be attitudinal when it comes to loving people, being available for people, being compassionate to people. That's not the way I want to be. That's not the way I want to teach. That's not the way I want to mentor. That's not the way I want to be an example. That's not the way I want to live. right? So I have to tolerate and I have to show myself and I have to be available and I have to be compassionate and I have to keep like pulling out these sick thoughts that want to place people in a lesser position than me. And I'm not even talking about people who maybe have less money or less intelligent. I do this to people who are as smart or smarter than me, right? Because there's a little bit of a defense thing that comes in when I actually feel that icky sense of somebody who's like me. You know, I want to be like, oh, they're so this, and therefore, diminish their intelligence or diminish who they are so I can feel better, so there's no competition. And I have to break that bond in my ego, and I have to pull apart this sense of the way that I think that creates that problem, because I don't want any of that problem. And usually what happens is when I act as if, I actually end up liking the people that bug me at first when I meet them. So there you go. So for me, it's all about being more comfortable with myself. It's about being happier. It's about having better relationships. I'm not going to like everybody, but I'm certainly going to try. Hope you have a good day, or that means something to you today. So thanks for sharing time with me.